you are looking for a debit card or bank account for your kid, today I'm going to share with you 3 of the best bank accounts with debit cards for your kids. Hey there, I'm Brittany Flammer. I'm a certified financial coach and the creator of Financial Fitness. After lots of research and trial and error, here are the pros and cons for the 3 best bank accounts for your kids, including what we have used and what we now personally use. Let's start with the most known one, and that is Chase. Chase First Banking gives you a debit card for your kids. It has no fees, no minimum balance. It is meant for kids ages 6 to 12. However, it's available for kids ages 6 up through 17. In this account, you can set limits on how much your kids can spend and how much they can withdraw. They can request money for you. You can be alerted when they spend any money. One of the features that I really like about this is you can create, or your kid can create goals for saving up money, and it will track their progress as they put money into savings. And I do like that you can't spend any money from your goals unless you move it out of your goal. Another good feature is allowances. So as the parent, you can set up allowances to be automated, or you can do them whenever you want. You can just do a set amount on a set date, or you can do it based on chores. You can set the chores, the amount per chore, and they can get paid when they have done that chore. Some of the cons for this Chase account for your kids is there's no cash deposits, no check deposits, just something to be aware of. They do give you a debit card, and it's available at 15,000 ATM locations, which sounds like a lot, but compared to a lot of the others, that's really not very many options. And there's no peer-to-peer at all. Zelle, Venmo, anything like that. Your kids cannot do that at all. The biggest downfall, and the reason why I have never used this account, is because you have to have a qualified checking account to be able to do this account with your kids. So on their website, they have a list of the qualifying accounts, but they are not free. You have to pay. They range from $5 a month fees to $35 per month. Now, I don't want to pay anything. There are so many online banks out there that you shouldn't have to pay anything for your accounts. So this is why I've never done it, and I don't recommend it, even though they have a lot of great features, and I think I would really like, especially that allowance feature. I don't want to pay money for my account. If you've already got a Chase and don't want to switch, then this could be a really good option for you. Next up is CapitalOne. They have a kids saving and a teen money account. Today I'm focusing on the teen money account. This is one that we used for a couple of years and we're very happy with it. I'll explain why we switched to the next one in the end. This account is meant for kids 8+. It's meant for 8 to 18. When your kids turn 18, they recommend turning it into a regular CapitalOne 360 checking account. But if you don't do that, it will stay open for them. Like all of these, there are no fees and no minimum balances required for the account. It is a joint account, so the parents and the kid can log in. You have separate logins. So if you already, as a parent, already have a CapitalOne account, you've already got your login. You don't have to have a CapitalOne account to create it for your kids, but you can each have separate logins. It's very easy to send money to your kids. I also like that they can request money. I have a habit when we do payday for our kids, they have to like nag me until I remember to get on and send it to them. But in CapitalOne, they can request the money, so I don't have to think about it. I can just approve it or deny it. Inside the app, the kids have the option of they can separate their money. They can have spendable account, their spendable money versus their set aside money. So the set aside money is like their goals. They can create goals and it will track their progress, but it's all of their goals are lumped together in that set aside money. I don't love that they're all lumped together. I'd like to keep them separate, but they are all lumped in there. When your kid spends money with their debit card, it will come out of the spendable money. If there's not enough money in that spendable money, then it will come out of their set aside money. You can set an allowance and you can just set an amount and when you want it to be paid to them. There are parental controls, like you can lock their account, freeze it. You can enable or disable Zelle. I was never able to set up Venmo with our daughter's account. Some people said when they called, they were able to do it through customer service. I never tried that. That was like one step too far because my husband is the main account holder, so he had to do it. And that was like way too much effort. So we never got Venmo linked to it, but in the chat forums I read, some people said that they were able to do that by calling in. You can do cash deposits. Only at some locations, it's Walgreens or CVS locations. But if you choose to do that, you type in the amount you want to add, where you're going to do it. They'll give you a barcode, and then you have a limited time to go into the store and they scan that barcode and you can deposit the cash. They have access to over 70,000 ATMs. I mentioned Chase was only like 15,000. 70,000 obviously is a lot more. And you don't earn any interest on it. You don't with the Chase either. If you, as a parent, you don't have to have the Capital One card account, but if you do not have a Capital One account and you want to transfer money to your kids, it's gonna take 1 to 3 business days to get into their account. If you have a Capital One account yourself, it's available immediately. So that's just something to be aware of. Now, the third bank that is what we are currently using and loving is Crew. Now, Crew is a family banking app, not just for kids, but when we first set it up, we were using it mostly for our kids. There is no age limit or age restriction. A parent does have to be on the account with the kid, but you can set it up for any age. So I set up an account and then I added my kids to it. They each have their own account, all within my one account. I have my account, and then we can have each of our kids' account. We all have our separate login. So I can log in, I can see everyone in the families. When they log in on their own device or with their own login information, they only see their own. They can get their own debit card for their account, and you can just choose, they all look the same except for they're different colors. So different kids can have a different color debit card. It is like a checking and savings account in one. So it is earning interest, which is amazing. Just like an online high yield savings account. Currently, the rate I think is 3.7% for Crew, and they earn that on everything in the account. Like I said, it's a checking and savings account. That rate will change depending on the market. When interest rates go up, it will go up. Interest rates go down, the interest rate will go down for Crew. But that's the only checking account I am aware of that will pay you interest like that. So that's awesome. The reason I was sold on this is because they have pockets. They call them pockets. It's just a way to visually separate money. So I could go in and create different like goals in the different pockets. My daughters have created their own pockets. So for example, my one daughter we have our kids, whenever they make money, we have them donate 10%, put 20% into savings, and then the rest they can spend however they want. So they've created pockets. One of our daughters has a clothing pocket. Another one has a car fund pocket. They can create their own pockets. They can choose what their spending comes. So when they swipe their debit card, they can choose one pocket for it to come out of, so they could have just a spending pocket. Or every time they go to the store, if they want to choose a different pocket, they can switch to have it come out of a different pocket when they spend the money. There are a lot of options for automation. You can create triggers. So if a paycheck gets deposited, you can set up automations. This percentage or this dollar amount goes into this pocket. This much goes into here. If our checking account falls below this, then X number of dollars gets transferred from this pocket in. You can use the debit card at any Mastro, MasterCard, or Cirrus, I think it's Cirrus, I don't know how it's called. Any of those networks, you can use the debit card. They will reimburse you for up to 20 ATM withdrawal fees per year. They do have an allowance feature. You can choose the amount and the day, how often. You can automatically split an allowance. You can choose where it goes. So for example, we have our kids put some into donations, some into savings. I could, whenever I paid them the allowance, I can choose 10% goes into that donation, 20% goes into that savings. I can set that if I wanted to. Supposedly check deposits are coming soon. I have not seen that and we have not tried it yet, but we have been using this for about a year now and I have been very happy with it. Our kids love it. They love getting that higher interest rate. You can refer people, so once you get it, you can share your link and you'll get an extra 0.5% for the first 3 months, and the people that sign up with your link For the first 3 months we'll get that. I'm sure my daughters are going to try to convince me to share their link in here so they'll get the extra 5%. I will think about it and maybe include that down below. If you are also wanting to teach your kids about budgeting, you can try different budgeting apps. My favorite, I'll have a video playing right up there with my favorite budgeting apps. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.